Why am I weak in climbing hill? Okay, it's possible that you don't have enough practice of climbing hills. Definitely requires a lot of practice to actually build muscle memory climbing hills. We need to be very specific in the muscles that we're using for climbing hills. It's not exactly the same when we're actually doing time trial on flat profile. Think of the power weight ratio, which I'll explain to you in a bit. Also, it's possible that you're overtraining or under recovery. Note that it does require about 3 to 7 days to recover from a hard training session. Okay, so it does take some time. For those people who are actually experienced, of course, it takes a shorter time, but if you're new to climbing hills, it will take some time, and that's where the proper training comes into place. It has to be gradual. Okay, it's possible that your chain set is set up wrong. Okay, you may be riding a bike that is not set up to climb hill very well, so maybe you're going for a very steep hill, but then your chain set is wrong, that you're actually exerting more effort than what you're ready. Okay, if you don't have the right chain set, you may lose energy economy to other riders. Okay? We got to learn climbing strategy. On this presentation, I'm not going to discuss about those different strategies because there's also different kinds of hills that definitely got to learn about. You could be also going too hard. If you start too hard and you have, like, let's say a 10-mile straight of climbing hills, then, you know, you got to manage your energy. It's possible that you're not fit enough. So to climb hills, you need to have at least some base level of cardiovascular fitness. Okay. Also consider, note that there are different kinds of hills. There's those short, sharp hills or longer slopes. Short, sharp hills could be just, let's say 100 or 200 meters, but they're very steep, right? So it's possible that you're good at like very short hills, okay, but you're lacking endurance. Let's say that you're good in long hills, let's say like 5 to 10 miles, but lacking strength on short, sharp incline, then what would help you is actually do some strength training to boost your power output, okay? Efficient gear choice. So accomplished cyclists will be shifting gears all the time. You gotta make sure that you know what gears you should be working with in order for you to actually dial in the right cadence. Each rider, each cyclist has different way of riding. It also depends on the way you train. Other people are much better in low cadence, or other people prefer more doing high cadence. Both different kind of cadence, it needs training. And at the same time, once you have that cadence, of course, when you're climbing hills, depending on the grade percentage of the hill, then you need to make sure that you're actually using the right gearing, okay? So also prepare your gears before you hit the hill. Climbing is about establishing a pace and a rhythm that will get you to the top. What I meant by that is that make sure, you know, that's one of the things that you want to, when you're actually racing, is that you want to study the course, so at least you know how much energy you're going to be using up, okay? I remember there was one time I was doing one of the King of the Mountain 100 miler here, which is about at least 10,000 feet elevation gain for the 100 miler. There's this guy who actually had no idea that it's only like 2-mile climb. And what happened was that he quit or just gave up with only half a mile left for that climb, okay? So that's the main reason, is because he wasn't actually pacing himself. And then if you only know how much hill or what's the length of the hill, it will at least prepare you not just physically, but also your nutrition, okay? And also mentally. It does matter, especially with the nutrition, because if, let's say, you have a long hill and you don't have enough water, then that could also affect your climbing, okay? How else to improve in climbing? Efficient cadence. We did talk about cadence. If you're not sure where that is, let me know, but it's in the tribe. I did mention different exercises on our other presentation last week in terms of cycling technique. One of the things that I would do is actually I would just go 90 to 95% as hard as I can until like I feel like I don't have anything else and I could fall off. So those are the things that So definitely just, like 70-80%. Then I play around with my cadence. My coach told me like hit this cadence. It was hard to hit. So I would, like he had me doing different workouts. So I would like look at my time. Okay, how long can I actually last that cadence and then recover? And then until I actually extend that time of actually being on that cadence. And then of course I would look at the power and then see, okay, how's that going? And also I'm also, what other things that I also evaluate is my heart rate and my perceived effort. So those are the things. It's good to know like what's your preferred, okay, and what you think is easy. And then knowing, being mindful of how you do in the hills or during training would be good, because you would want to actually execute the way you do on training. You don't want to do something different, because most likely that's gonna fall apart. Okay. But then at the same time, when you're climbing hills, so one of the things, although I talk about how can you go faster, what I wanted to make sure is that you guys are safe. So that's climbing. There's also downhill. That's another technique. All right, let's continue.
We covered a lot in that training video. I hope you learned so much and you found it useful, that you are super excited that you would actually implement what you've learned today. Not later, not in next few weeks, because you might forget it. I suggest that you actually implement it so you can see the result of what you've learned. So, if you're one of those athletes who like this kind of videos wherein I'm giving you advices, tips, strategies, step by step, very, very detailed, I invite you to visit feisty-fast-coaching.com/tribe. I put together something for you there. And that's it for today. I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.